Hi guys, welcome back to another Big Al Devlin video here at the House of Devlin. This is the first video of a new type of thing that I'm going to be trying out, and that is a variation on Big Al's big workout. When I first started this channel, it was purely fitness orientated, fitness, and that was it. And I filmed maybe twice a week, normally once a week, 3 videos or something, and I scheduled them and released them over the week. Obviously, the channel's grown as I've grown as a person and as an individual and with life experiences and stuff like this, and it now incorporates a whole host of different topics such as Big Al's Haunted. This is where my memory fucks me over, but I've obviously still got Big Al's big workout, my paganism, Big Al's rants and raves, and a whole host of other things as well up there. Just like random ones, just like the Halloween specials and so on and so forth. So basically, there's just so much editing going on that I can't keep up. And so I don't want to remove certain aspects of the channel. I want to keep adding to the channel, if not in width, then in depth. But with what I'm doing with Big Al's workout is the following. I will be releasing videos when I can. Okay, I got lots of little videos on my Instagram, so please follow me on Instagram if you just want to see little sort of minute clips and stuff like that of like a set or something along those lines. But then I use those videos and the videos that they're from, the longer videos, I'm going to compile them together and do Big Al's sort of big month, so to speak. So you get to see how my training's gone over the last month, roughly, give or take a week or two. Okay, so I might be a bit slow on some months, like December, for example. If my time when I come to editing is around Christmas, I'm going to be a little bit slow, guys. But most of the time, I'm hoping to be able to get out a video a month. And what you'll see is a series of videos. You'll have my talkovers, and then you'll also have me talking directly to the camera, explaining what's coming up. And it will be just better because not only will I just be reading out the weights. Oh yeah, there's 120 kilograms on this bar there. I've just done 12 reps. Okay, next set. Okay, what I'm doing here. So just getting a list of what I'm doing. You'll hear that at the beginning. As I say, the face-to-face talks that we've got, like I'm doing right now. But during the actual workouts, I'll be able to explain exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, so that you can learn not only what I do, but why I do it. Interesting. And really, that's what I'm hoping to achieve with this less frequent video footage, but a more, so I say, in-depth video footage, and look at my training as a whole. It will include MMA, it will include my weights, predominantly my weights, okay? And when I start sparring, I'll have a separate video series and playlist for my sparring. Now I'm just going to pause the video, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with what we're going to do every month, which is a pose down and a weigh in. Okay, so we see roughly where we are compared to where we were before, and where we're going to hopefully be in the future. So 1 second, guys, and I'll be back. There we go, guys. Right, so this is me at the moment. I'm looking fairly okay. I haven't really changed physically, I don't think, that much since our last sort of pose down, or where I just show how thick or how wide my muscles are and all the rest of it. Basically, it's a way of me showing off my tattoos as well. But you get to see a little bit more in-depth kind of stuff. The belly, pretty flat, and then when I suck it in, it goes even more. But that's sort of at resting. Belly's flat. Chest is pretty thick. As you can probably see, you need the right lighting, that's the problem, but you can see, look, I can get my whole hand around my chest and it's still, I've still got room to go. Obviously, one of my major strengths is my shoulders. I do have surprisingly large shoulders. You'll be surprised, like, look at that. So I am very, very powerful at shrugs, always have been, and shoulders aren't really involved in that. That's more the traps, which are small. How have I got small traps? Actually, they're quite thick, I suppose. It's more the thickness, but they're quite low down. They don't go up here or low down. It's just genetics, but they make up for it in thickness, I suppose, more than anything else. Now, obviously, my training is to keep about the same sort of body condition that I am at the moment. So I'm not looking to get like a rippling six pack, because fighters do not need or want six packs. You run out of energy during the fight. If you're fighting 10 rounds or 5 minute rounds or whatever, depending on what sport you're doing, towards the end, you're going to be so puffed out, you're going to require that fat around your belly to supply you with energy. Now I'm just going to turn around to show you my back. I'm not going to talk whilst I show you my back, simply because you won't be able to hear me. So, alright, quick look out the curtain as well. Quick cheeky look. Right, hopefully I can show you a little bit of my legs also. Okay, now my legs are bigger than most people's waists. People don't realise it. I know it just doesn't look much. I know it looks thick, but it doesn't look like overly thick or anything like that. But I'm about 32 inches around my upper thigh. About 32 inches, and that's bigger than most people's waists. I mean, my own waist is only about 35, so it's not that far off my own waist. I think my waist is about 38 last time I measured it, but when I mean good nick, when I do a lot of cardio and all the rest of it, I'm around about 35, 36 inch waist. Okay, I'd probably be 38 at the moment. I haven't got a tape measure, so I can't show you anything else, but that's a quick little demonstration of how I'm looking. I'm going to go weigh myself, okay, and then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the workouts. Thank you for tuning in. Okay guys, so here goes nothing. Oops, belly on him. There we go. So I'm down, really. I'm actually down by about ½ pound. I mean, that's nothing, guys. Hang on, I'm just going to turn the camera around. So I just figured, guys, you didn't really want to be looking at the floor of a bathroom. It's not the most pleasant things to look at when someone's talking to you. But basically, I'm down about ½ pound. My strength is just as good, if not better than it was. So I don't know if I've put muscle on. I think my muscles just toned up a little bit more. My 1 rep maxes are still where they were. I don't think they've gone up, but they haven't gone down. But I'm able to rep more, and so I think really that's what's happened. My muscles have just come a little bit sort of tight, not tighter in regards to flexibility, but tighter in regards to toneness. They're a bit more toned. Which is what you expect with the sort of change around that I've done with my training recently. I'm doing a lot more reps. I'm still doing my 1 rep max, but and my low reps and stuff, my powerlifting sort of style workouts. But I am obviously sort of trying to prepare my body for fighting. So I am doing a lot more martial arts training on top of obviously my teaching that I do on martial arts and stuff. So I've been doing a lot more personal training regards myself on that side of things, and that does get your heart going. And obviously I've been doing rowing, I've been doing running where possible. My knees and my ankle, because I broke my ankle a little while ago, don't really take that too well, so I can't run so much these days, but I'm getting there. Okay, so you've seen the results of my training this month, and so now I'm going to show you how I got there. Thank you. Alright guys, so what you're about to see is the squat workout that I actually did today on the day of editing. It was inspired by the guy that I call the Beast, who you've seen on here a few times lifting some pretty hefty weights. He's my the man who taught me how to train weights, and he's an old power lifter, so hence why I train powerlifting style when I'm doing my weights. But he also believes, believes and still does, that fitness as well as strength is important, that you can't have one without the other, because he saw a long time ago a competitor, I forget the name of the competitor, but he was about to lift and he was just sat down. He was doing nothing. He'd done nothing to exert himself. It was before his first lift, and he was there with oxygen, not with oxygen, but he was going, and I'm a heavy breather. I don't ring people up and breathe heavily down the phone, but what I mean is I'm a heavy breather. I breathe heavily naturally anyway. A number of comments I get on my videos going, God, he sounds exhausted. No, I'm not exhausted, I just breathe heavily. It's just one of those things. Apparently I have an anxiety or disorder, so I don't know. Apparently it's a symptom of that, but I think that's making up excuses. I've just always been a loud, heavy breather. I like oxygen in my body. I got a lot of body to put oxygen in as well, so there's that as well. But he saw the guy sat there, and he was sat here like I'm doing now, and he was going and he weren't doing it like how you prepare for a lift, where you're going, all right, come on, psych up, yeah, and then you're underneath the squat bar and lift. It's not like, it wasn't like breathing to psych you up or to get lots of oxygen into the deep basal parts of the lungs or into your muscles or anything like that, get an oxygen overload, because you know that you're going to require that extra oxygen during a heavy lift, or powerlifting there's only one rep, but if you're about to rep a lot as well, there's always that to consider. It weren't that, he was just breathing and looked like he was going to drop down dead from a heart attack. Sat down on the chair, and I need to put my phone on silent, so any disturbances. And this was when the Beast was a young man, younger than myself, and in his mid-20s, and he was one of the spotters, and he was just thinking, my God, I mean, this guy's strength is amazing, but I don't want to be like that when I'm his age. The guy must have been in his 40s at the time. I don't want to be like him. And the Beast is in his 60s now, and he was like, no. Okay, so he started to do loads of cardio on top of his training, even though that would slow his weight gain down. It made him more functional. It allowed him to do reps on weights as well as massive 1-rep maxes, because he was training for strength, but he was incorporating fitness elements into it. The one thing he didn't do was incorporate flexibility aspects into it, stretching essentially, and that's something that I've learnt from him. He thought, and people of all the powerlifters of his generation believed this, that a tighter muscle was a stronger muscle, because as you're going down, if your chest is nice and tight and your shoulders are tight, you're going down, it's going to resist the movement, so then you're going to be stronger on the way up. You can see their logic, but it's wrong. And the more flexible a muscle, the more it's being worked, with its flexibility. The more when you're training and when you're building those muscles up, if you can go that little bit further, you're working an extra inch or 2 inches worth of muscle fibers, and you're going to have power from all the way back here rather than from here. Rather than going this far back and only having power and then having no power down here because that weight's forced you back there. Instead, you're going to have all that reach back, and then boom, and you're going to have the extra power. So actually, flexibility equals power, and that's something that we've learned. That in my generation, from the guys who are older than us. So heed the wisdom of the ancients, but add to it, because one day you're going to be an ancient as well, or an older guy teaching younger people if you're passionate about what you do. And if you are passionate about what you do, you want to be teaching good stuff, good shit to the younger generations, and you want them to teach you what they've learned, what they from your mistakes. No doubt I'm making mistakes and don't know it, and then maybe if I have a son, or I take a lad under the wings, or girl under my wings, so to speak, at one point, and try to train them for powerlifting. I've done it before, trained powerlifters before, but it's not something I went massively into. I was only young myself at the time. It was just I was an assistant coach to the Beast. The Beast was the trainer, and I helped train the person as well. But to be the sole sort of instructor, or the head instructor of the person for powerlifting, it'd be nice to do in my older years. I'm not ready for it now. Too selfish. Want to achieve what I want to achieve for my personal gains at the moment, rather than give them to someone else, but although I suppose that's what I'm doing here in this video. I'm hopefully giving some knowledge and wisdom to the guys who watch these videos, and hopefully you learn from myself. If you are a beginner, or maybe you've been doing it for a few years and you just didn't know the odd little quirk here and there. Okay. But I've gone off a little bit off track. Basically, what's coming up is today's squat workout, and this squat workout is a sort of toned down version of something that I was taught by the Beast, and this is doing exactly what I've just described, working fitness with strength but using weights. Okay, and so really the ideal workout, and this is what you aim for when you're at your peak. I mean, your peak in life, not just in your peak in whatever cycle you might be in or whatever. But you do 20 reps on 100 kilos and you superset that. So that's all in one set. And then 12 reps on 120 kilograms. Okay, so it's 220 pounds for 20 reps and 265 pounds for 12 reps. And that you do that, and that's one set. You superset it, no rest. As soon as the weights are off, you're back on. So it's nice to have a pair, like a three of you training together, because you can have the other two waiting by the side of the bar just in case you fail, because obviously they can do a double spot. But also, as soon as you rack that bar, bang, the weights are off and you're straight back on. You've got no rest. Obviously, I don't have any spots anymore, but regardless, I get those weights off quickly and I'm on there straight away. And you're supposed to do this 3 sets. Now, I was nowhere near in condition for it today. One, my legs are tired because a couple of days ago, or if it was yesterday, I can't remember, no, a couple of days ago, I did shrugs, and I was doing essentially partial deadlifts into the shrugs, and my legs are killing me because I did 310 kilos at the end for 9 reps, but just lifting and then holding that weight with your legs, just trying to keep your legs as still as possible, takes a lot of strength out of your legs, and it just drains your entire body. That's why I've had a bit of a rest. It just drains your entire body. So no, it wasn't even the day before. It was like 3 days ago. I've taken 3 days rest because it physically drains your body. Now I'm capable of lifting 400 kilos just as a partial deadlift, and I'm capable of doing 360 for 20 reps when I practice. But at the moment, I don't know. I mean, basically, I tore my pec a few years ago, my right pec, and ever since then, it's never been the same. Because when I'm lifting the shrugs and I'm just holding, you can imagine all that force, like a third of a ton going through, or close, not too far off, half a ton, going through all your bones and all that, and all your muscles start to tighten up, and I can feel my tear across there. So it's less now than it used to be, and thank God, because the tear was about 4 years ago. But it's still there sometimes, every now and then. So I'm going to have to build my body back into shrugs. That 310 for 9 reps was me raw, just literally just gone on there and haven't done traps or shrugs for probably 6 months, if not longer, maybe a year. So it shows you how strong I am at them. I can just go on there and just go bang like that, 310. But ultimately, as I say, I want to try and get up to sort of 400 kilos, and I want to get that out for about 3 or 4 reps in the long term.
But this squat routine, I keep going off topic. If anyone's seen my videos before, you'll know how famous I am for this. But basically, for my squat workout, as I say, it's based on the beast workout, where you do 20 reps, 12 reps, 20 reps, 12 reps, 20 reps, 12 reps. There's 3 sets on 100 kilos or 220 pounds. As I say, 120 kilograms for the second element of the set, which is trying to think, just making sure, 240, yeah, 265 pounds. So it's quite a reason. It's not heavy, but you know, doing it for those reps when you've already done 20 reps on 100 kilos, 220 pounds, that's hard. And today was me just introducing it back into my workouts, because this is the kind of fitness that I'll need to be able to do those kind of 3 sets all in one go. I have achieved it. I have done 3 sets before in the past, but it took literally a year of just doing it. Every workout, every leg workout was, well, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. And I had 2 training partners at the time. We'll do this, but just the same thing again and again and again. And we used to compete with one another, and it was fantastic. And we didn't always do it on those weights. We did it on our, you know, we lightened the weight sometimes. We did it with, instead of 100 kilos, we might have started off with 70 or 80 kilos and built our way up. Instead of 120 kilos, we might have started with 100 kilos, for example. But what we did was we got to a point where we could definitely do 2.5 sets, if not 3 sets, and it would be nice for me to get back into that kind of fitness, because it's not my strength letting me down. My strength is more than enough to do this kind of workout that you're about to see, but it was just more than my fitness, more than anything, more this psychologically. It kind of like scares you, because you know it hurts. It's a combination. Your body goes through a lot of pain. The pain then plays on your head, and then all of a sudden you're out of breath, and then you're going up in weight, and you're still doing a half reasonable number of reps. 12 reps on 120 kilos just for one set by itself is not that bad. So what I did was I toned it down. I toned it down to from my first set for 20 reps on 100 kilos, 220 pounds, and 6 reps on 120 kilograms, which is much more manageable psychologically, physically, everything like that. I'm sorry, getting messages even though I put my phone on silent. But yeah, and I do it because I have amnesia, and every time I get a distraction I forget what I'm talking about. So I'm afraid, guys, I'm going to have to just leave it there and let you see the squat footage. Can't remember what I was talking about exactly, but yeah, well, basically build yourself up to the squat, I think is what I was saying. Oh yeah, that was it. I was doing 6 reps, and that's manageable. Mentally, that's manageable, and I only did it for 1 set. Then I did another 3 or 4 sets after that of 6 reps on 120 kilos, and you'll notice by the end of the last set, it's getting easier. My legs are recovering, my lungs are recovering, my heart's recovering, and so as a result, the workout just becomes easier, and that's why I sit in the last rep. If you notice, I sit on the very last rep, which is like, I don't know, the 24th or 30th rep that I've done on 120 kilos. I'll just sit in it because just to show you, look, I'm recovered now. I could do that 100 kilos again and another 120, but I was like, nah, I ain't doing it. But it shows you sometimes really you need to give your body time to rest, but the whole point is to obviously build your fitness to increase your recovery time. And if I do go into the MMA, which is what I'm hoping to do, I'll be able to lift 100 or 120 kilogram man very, very easily, which is basically a man of my size, up and down for power slams and stuff, and not get tired, which is always a useful feature. But also, as well as that, obviously it just gives me incredible fitness, and it gives me the fitness I will need to do those 5 rounds of 5 minutes, I think it is at the top, in MMA. So I will allow you to see this workout now. It's completely unedited. Tell me what you think. Thank you. Alright guys, so as promised, here's our
squat workout, which I did today. So this isn't like chronological order. This is not what I did like a month ago or anything along those lines. I'm just showing you the sort of workouts that I've done over the month, so you can just see the sort of kind of stuff that I'm doing basically. And as you can see, what I do for my warm-ups is I do 60 kilograms. I always start on 60 kilograms. No point me starting on an empty bar unless I have an injury. I never start on anything less than 60 kilos because to me I can't feel it. But it's a nice way. I don't jump straight to 100. Occasionally I do, but only when I'm showing off, because 60 kilos is light enough for me to be able to sort of detect injuries. Say if I've got a tight hamstring, I'll be like, oh, okay, and I'll do it a few more times. And if it's like still tight on 60 kilos, then there's no chance of me going heavy at all and doing any squat. I'll just go and do some leg extensions if I'm really desperate to do legs. But as you'll see, that I mean, my thigh is really, it's not tight, it's tired. Just prior to this, as you'll see, probably in one of the videos coming up, I'm pretty sure I filmed. No, I filmed it. I did some really heavy shrugs. Really heavy shrugs. 310 kilograms actually for 9 reps was my final set, but I preceded that with other shrug movements, and so my thighs still haven't recovered completely from that. I'm surprised actually how much they've been worked. But what I'm doing now is what I described before, the 20 reps followed by 6, and what I'll do is I'll build that up. Now, how am I going to build up upon this, you might ask me, because of course that's the thing, looking towards the future, how to improve. Well, obviously keep doing it and you'll get fitter. This will become easier over time, and so you'll just simply, what you'll do is you can just say, well, next time or the time after, instead of doing 6 reps on 120, I'll do 8 or 7 if I'm not confident. But I don't like finishing on odd numbers, so I'll have to get to 8 reps really, ideally. And that won't take too long to get to. Or what I do is next week, when I do this, I could do the exact same thing but take the weights down. So I'm working at, say, 80% of this, so that would be 80 kilos for the first set, and about 100 kilos for the second set. And so that way I get into the rhythm of being able to do 20-12, 20-12, 20-12, or as close to 12 as possible on the second set. I don't know how I'll be doing that, but I'll be working my lungs, that's what I'm trying to say, is basically this 100 kilos, 120 kilogram bar is not working my strength. If it was, I wouldn't have even got 1 rep on there, because, or certainly on the next bit, as you see on the 120, because my legs are already tired. So my legs are doing this whilst tired. So that shows you how light it is for my body, but it just rips straight through you regards to fitness. As you'll be able to see at the end of this particular set. This is still one set. It is devastating on your fitness. And okay, yes, I get the first set, but it is with half reps on, only 6 reps instead of 12 reps on the 120. But that might be one way to improve. Just go in there and go, right, today I feel confident and I feel like I can do 1 set. I'm not interested in doing a second set and third set. And once you've done 1 set, then you can build into trying to get into a second set and then eventually a third set. There are a number of ways which you can do it. Obviously, supplementary exercises like leg extensions and, of course, cardio. Cardio. This works your strength as well as your cardio. My strength is not a problem. If my strength was a problem, we'd be looking at other exercises like sissy squat, hack squat, leg extensions, leg curl, other things like this, leg press, and we'd be building the strength of the entire leg up. We'd even look at calf raises if that was a particular, worry. The calves are giving out, as a stabilizing muscle, but they're not. They simply are not giving up. And you'll see this, as I say, when we get into our next exercises. Our next few sets on 120 kilograms are basically a piece of piss. They get easier as I go on. So I've done 1 set, I've got 2 sets, 3, 4. I think I've got about 5 sets overall, and I take
in between this, I didn't film it every time, but I have got on there video of me just playing around. I just work my biceps basically in between sets. So when I'm resting, I'm always doing something. And this is something which improves your fitness significantly, guys. If you are not doing this already, start doing it. When you're resting, do something. Whether it's just simply, resting against a wall, where you're facing the wall and doing calf raises just down to the ground, but then up, or whether it's just doing what I do in this, grabbing some just a weight, literally 10 kilogram weight or 5 kilogram weight, whatever it was, and just killing it, just using it like a dumbbell basically. Just do something so that the body is always working. That's the thing. That's the key, guys, to really improving your body. Even when at rest, you're always doing something. It's certainly key, in my personal opinion, psychologically speaking, at least anyway, key to improving your fitness or your toughness, your endurance, your grit, your determination, willpower, all these different things. It's key for that for MMA. Obviously, if guys have not seen any of my previous MMA preparation videos that I did, I'm trying to get into MMA. I've been fighting 25 years, but so I'm not looking to learn new skills as such, but I'm looking to fight professionally or semi-professionally at least within the ring. And I'm hoping that will happen, but I'm reliant on a friend who has a link into the organisation that organises the fights. And at the moment, he's just really busy, and he's also got to get his skill level up. He's not going to go into a fight until he feels he's ready. And obviously, I'll have to go down with him to one of the wrestling gyms nearby, and just do some sparring in front of the guys, so they go, well, okay, actually, you know what, you're pretty good. You're a pretty good fighter. Yeah, we can organise a fight that is sort of good for you, if you know what I mean, at your level. So you're not fighting bums, but you're not fighting a world champion either, because you're not going to get into that, obviously, until you prove yourself anyway. But that's ideally what I want to do, and it's going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of effort to get into, but it's something that we're doing out of pure enjoyment more than anything else. I apologise for that noise, guys. My phone is on silent, yet it's still making noises. It's just an eBay notification. So that's what I was talking about, guys. Just see that. That's a 5 kilogram plate. What it does, it strengthens your grip, because you've got to hold a plate which is weird. It's not designed to be held, so to speak. Not for as an exercise thing. But it just pumps up your arms. It just keeps you doing something. And most importantly, one of the worst things you can do, and a lot of runners out there will know this. Anyone who's gone running, if you go out running and do a long distance run, say 2-3 hour run, and when you get back, you typically will sprint the end of it, because obviously you want to go as fast as possible at the end. But then if you just come to a sudden stop, or even if you're just running like a kilometre or a mile, a short run, you'll notice that if you just go straight from whatever speed you were doing, say 10 kilometres, 12 kilometres per hour, straight down to nothing, all of a sudden, about 30 seconds later, you kind of get your oxygen debt. Your heart starts to pump, and you suddenly feel it. You go, whoa, okay, I can feel that now. But what's best is if you go from a run, you complete your run, but then you go for a light jog or a walk until your heart, or preferably down from a run, down to a jog, down to a walk, and then back to yours, then for rest at that point, and fluid and sugars and that's the best way to train, because it's the same with my rower. When I row, I always go on the treadmill straight after. If I don't, I want to shoot myself in the head, because the pain is so intense, I can't take it. And so what we do is, you never want your heart to go from maximum sort of beats per minute down to suddenly being at rest. It shocks it. It's like going from hot to cold. Yeah, you want to graduate the difference between the intensities of the workouts. And we're coming to the end of our squat workout, guys, and I'm just showing you. Basically, I rack my weights. Rack your weights too. If you don't rack them, rack them. Now you can leave 60 kilos on there. That's a old powerlifting thing, you know, just leaving one plate aside. If you see someone do that, then there's just they have a powerlifting background. I would normally do it, but I'm not in a powerlifting gym, and I know it. I'm in a health and fitness gym, so I take everything off, and I take 40 kilos off at a time. Fuck it, it's quicker. But thanks for that, guys. And we'll go on to the next workout, and I'm just going to talk you briefly through what it's going to be with a face-to-face talk. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the squats firstly. And you can see it's quite an interesting workout, it's quite an interesting way of doing it. I certainly enjoy doing it, and I hope the volume on the microphone's a bit better. I've actually brought it down a bit because I had issues before where it was too quiet. You know, I noticed on the last recording, which you listened to, and you last saw me like this with the skull behind me and all the rest of it. It was a bit too booming, I thought, so I brought it down just a little bit. I do have a booming voice anyway, so I suppose it's quite lifelike and realistic, but I'm getting there, guys. I'm trying to perfect these videos as best as possible for your viewing pleasure, of course. Now, up and coming, I haven't got a lot really to talk about this workout, but this is a typical bench workout for me. I've done quite a few of these, about 3 or 4 of these workouts since the last time we met, so to speak, on a fitness video. Obviously, I've not filmed every single one, or if I have, I've just put down the first one. And this is the one that I did about a month ago, so I'm a little bit kind of rusty on what I was doing. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. But it's nice to go back and see what I was doing, because what I'll do is I'll make sure at the beginning of the next video that I do, it's be about a month's time, I'll have bench press right at the beginning, and you can see how things have changed just a wee bit, and hopefully have improved, because they have got a little bit better. My bench press is something that, I mean, I'm a little lighter at the moment. We're talking minor amounts, like half a pound or whatever, but half a pound. When you lose weight, by the way, guys, just so you know, when you lose weight, your first lift that gets hit is always your bench press. Even if you just lose fat and water, or just fat, it doesn't matter. Even though fat you'd think would weigh you down and make it harder for you to lift your arms up because you've got fat on your arms, right? Makes your arms heavier. For some weird reason, if you lose weight for at least a week, your bench press will go down probably a couple of weeks. But then your acclimatizer will go straight back up to where it used to be. If not, you'll be stronger because you'll be fitter and you'll be lighter and all the rest of it. Providing, of course, that the weight loss wasn't muscle. But if it was good weight loss, then it's really weird, isn't it? But your bench press will be the first to go down, and you will lose possibly a bit off your squat and your deadlift. Your deadlift's the most resilient lift out there. It's not something that really tends to go down, and that's why, because I never train deadlift. I hardly ever do it because I can't. I bust my back a little while back doing a clean and jerk with 100 kilos. I did it every day, day in, day out, for about a year, and eventually just something kind of, I don't know if it was wear and tear, it just kind of went basically. It didn't go when I was lifting, but I just felt that night, I was like, oh my god, and my vertebrae since have never been good, and I've never done clean and jerk ever again, and this was about 5 or 6 years ago, and if not longer, maybe 7 or 8, and yeah, no, it'd be about near enough 8 years ago, and I've never ever shoulder pressed again apart from when I'm sitting down. Luckily I can shoulder press sitting down. I'm very good at it as well, actually. I can lift quite a hefty amount of weight on shoulder press, front press that is, but I can't do it standing up at all now. So unfortunately, regards going into strongman competitions and stuff like that, oh my god, they never text me. I'm honestly, my phone is on silent. Just I do apologise. It's my girlfriend, so I have to kind of answer it. But basically, as I was saying, oh god, amnesia again. Why did they do it? I'm gonna snap this phone in two in a minute. There we go. Okay. Oh well, silent Come on, silence, please work. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason that silence isn't working. I do apologise, guys. This is very unprofessional of me. It won't happen again because next time I'm just going to be putting my phone in another room. I don't care anymore. The only reason I have it on me is just because in case of emergencies. You know, you kind of get paranoid over time. You know, especially after being in a car crash like me. You know, you want your phone with you at all times. So if family get hurt, you can be with them. But anyway, as I was saying, the bench press that's coming up. Sorry, once you lose weight, yeah, deadlift is the most resilient weight for some reason. I don't know why. I have absolutely no idea. And as I say, for me, I never train deadlift, as I say, because of my back from doing clean and jerk, which is where you take it off the floor, so your shoulders in one movement, and then you press it. But luckily, I've been able to maintain a sitting press. So I think I have one video of. I don't know why I've only got one video of it. I don't know if it's the entire workout or what. I'll have to watch it and find out. But you'll be seeing it later in a minute anyway. But in this bench press workout, really, I'm just keeping to basics. I'm going up to my maximum. So it's a bit like pyramid style. I go up to my max, keeping the reps low to start off with. Okay, until I get to my max rep, of course, is 1 rep. I always warm up with low reps anyway, because I don't want to burn a lot of energy out on muscles. And then on the way down, I do more reps. So I kind of hit my reps after I've used my strength already, and I don't need it anymore. Obviously, it takes a few reps off what you could do on your sort of 100 kilos for as many reps as you can do. Instead of getting 24, 25 reps, whatever I get, I might have got 25 or 26 reps or even more. But it doesn't matter, I'm still working the muscle, and I'm working the muscle in different ways. The heavy weights, but the deep fibers, the light weights work just the kind of the muscle in general. And over time they will work the deep fibers as you really start to burn, but the mass majority of a high rep workout actually does nothing. It's only in the last 2 or 3 reps where you really start to pump it out. That's when you start to hypertrophy the muscles. Okay, so I'm going to shut up. I know I haven't really told you much about what's coming up. There's a bit of bag work and stretching as well for your viewing desires. But other than that, I hope you enjoy it, guys. Okay, thank you. Alright guys, so as I said in the squat workout, I never really go up to 100, I always start on 60 kilograms. Yeah, bullshit. Here's one example of me going straight in on, I believe it's 100 kilograms as a warm-up. Oops, I've just been forced to eat my own words. Anyway, there's 140 kilograms on that bar now, which is, oh god, 310 pounds, 308 pounds to be exact, but well, just over. But anyway, let's call it 310 pounds with the collars. So with 140 kilograms, I'm going up to essentially my heaviest weight that I can really handle for sort of double reps here. As you can see, my arms are shaking all over the place, and it's a bit dangerous to do that without a spot, so don't do that, guys. So obviously, I mean, I was a little disappointed because I was aiming for 150 kilograms, which is 330 pounds in this workout. So I was a bit pissed off basically at not being able to get up to that, and I wanted 3 reps on 140 kilograms, the one that you just saw, the weight that you just saw. But unfortunately, as I say, some days they just don't. You want more from your body than what you ask for. So I decided to punish myself, and as I say, do a back off pyramid set essentially. Do reps, as you can see, on 100 kilograms, 220 pounds, and I could get 24 reps if I'm correct. If I'm sure you're counting and you can tell me exactly what I get, but it's 24, 25 reps anyway. I did count it earlier, but that was a little while back. But I paused the last rep, which is actually quite impressive because that means that I've got a bit more strength in me, but I'm conserving it because I haven't got a spot. And it's, as I say, it's just too dangerous to do bench press without a spot, guys. Not unless you know what you're doing, and even when you know what you're doing, as you'll see on one of my squat workouts, it's actually quite funny actually when I attempt my 220 kilogram squat, which is my maximum lift at the moment. 220 kilograms is like 440, about 485 pounds or something like that. Hang on, I've got a calculator here, why don't I bloody use it? But anyway, I'm just going for 1 rep max, and I kept fucking up. I could not do it. Yes, 484 pounds, guys. That's my maximum lift on squat at the moment. And I wanted to rep it, actually. I wanted to do 2-3 reps, but I couldn't even get one. Some days, as I've said before, there are good days in lifting and there are bad days in lifting, and I imagine that squat workout is the next one to come up, actually. So I hope you see it. I hope I haven't lost it off my phone, but it is well worth the watch, because it's not because it's amusing. Looking back, it's quite funny, actually, but it does show you the grit and determination that you've got to have to be the best, if you know what I mean. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near the best, because I'm not, but it goes to show you the grit and determination you need to improve and to get towards the best, I think, is a better way of putting it. I'm trying to be the best that I can be at fighting, and for that I need to be confident in my strength to lift bigger men than me, because I'm in the super heavyweight category, and so I'll be going up against some real big motherfuckers, that's for certain. And so I need to be able to lift their body weight, not my body weight, or or my body weight plus my body weight again, someone of equal size to me. I need to lift a hell of a lot more than that, and I need to be able to do it confidently, and I need to do it repetitively, without any issues. Now, at the moment, obviously, what you see me doing is I'm doing stretching, and I find that having a bench makes doing stretch. Whatever that stretch is called, the splits, that's it. Doing the splits a lot easier because you can support yourself. As you can see, guys, my balance is starting to improve. Now, this is because of sheer determination at my part, because I do fall over still. I still walk with a walking stick or walking cane, however you wish to describe it. But by practicing my balance every day, as you can see, doing sumo squats and everything, quite intensive work, I've actually managed to improve my balance to the point where it's not perfect. It's by no means. Yeah, as you can see, it's not. It's definitely not perfect. There's one side a lot worse than the other. My left side, which is what just went there. But I just reset myself and I'm trying to get back into position. And you can see, with a bit of determination, I'm able to do it. And it's been great because I've been falling over a lot less since I've been trying to improve my balance. And that was me not falling forwards. That was me preparing to do the sumo charge. But of course, obviously, with possibility of doing MMA, if you know a bit of sumo, you can use that really just to push your enemy, your opposition, even straight to the ground, just bash straight into them. Trust me, someone of my body weight running straight into you is gonna hurt. I know they'll have techniques to try and drag you down, but if you learn sumo properly, and I might go and try and learn sumo. I don't know where to learn sumo apart from obviously in Japan, but I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things. If you can learn just a little bit of sumo, it might give you the edge on regards, so suddenly just throw it in there. Just literally just go bang straight into them, and they don't know where it's come from, because it is so quick. And you can push them against the cage or anything like that. Push them into a corner of a ring if you're fighting in a ring instead of an octagon. I'm telling you, it's a potential extra tool that you can use. You probably will never use it, but if you've got it, then you can always use it if you need it. Now, I'm just doing a little bit of ab work at the moment, a little bit of crunches and stuff like that, and I find what happens, what's really good with crunches, one of the most efficient ways to burn yourself out is to find the sticking point, the point where it's hardest, and then box at the top of it. So that's what you've just seen me there doing. Not obviously not right at the end, but about halfway through I was boxing, sort of punching or whatever, rocking on the spot essentially. Now at the moment my left ankle is at this point especially still very painful, and I cannot box at all on a heavy bag without my left ankle really kind of going. I feel my Achilles tendon and I just feel it feels bad. I can't really throw a left hook at the moment, or even a right hook, because even that twists your front foot around. And so, unfortunately, I do have to take it easy here, guys. I have had to take my pad work as a whole easy. But as you can see, there's still plenty of power in that, because when most people punch this, I'll try and get a video of someone punching it for you. I'll put it side by side. I'm just taking my glasses off there, but where you can see the difference between me and just an average Joe gun who knows how to box, and it fights on the on the bag a lot and often. But you'll see the power difference that comes from technique essentially, and knowing how to put your body weight behind the punch. Now I don't give a shit what anyone says in the comments. I know that's going to happen. They're going to be like, you're pushing the bag. I'm not pushing the bag, I'm punching it. And if you don't like it, come and fucking have a go. Get from behind your computer screens and come have it. I'll have you in the ring. I'm looking for fights. Challenge me to the ring. Especially if you live in the UK, or if you live in America, wherever, fucking fly over and we'll have a fucking fight in the ring. How about that? And you'll feel that I am not pushing that bag. I'm punching it, and I am throwing knockout punches. Every one of those punches is knockout, as I've proven before on some of my sparring videos, where I'm knocking out a guy who's bigger, more muscular, fitter, faster than me, and I'll knock him out about 3-4 times a round every round, and those are like minute rounds because that's all you take. But there we go, guys. That's enough from that. As I say, I do apologise. I couldn't really do as much as I wanted on that because of my ankle. I'm going to have to stretch it off again. But at least I'm aware of that weakness, and it's something that I can now try and counter. Hello guys, so yeah, basically what's coming up now is a dual workout actually, where I kind of combine two body parts, which is unusual for me, but I did this because I had a couple of days rest and I wanted to make up for that. I wanted to kind of catch up on my routine, and so I do bench press, and let me just move the camera out, I think icon out of the way. What else did I bloody do? Martial arts, I know that. Bench press, and I believe I did some squat somewhere as well. Yeah, I did squat as well. So this is very, very, very different for me. I never normally work out on two compound lifts at the same time. I never do it, hardly ever. Obviously powerlifters need to be able to do all three compound lifts in one day, and so they will from time to time train deadlift, squat, and bench press all in one go. Messages again. I can see him flashing up on silent. I'm a popular man today. But yeah, basically, it's unusual for me though to do it because I'm not a competitive powerlifter. So I am not trying to do all three lifts in one day, and it does really drain you. It's something that I might do in the future, so it's a good idea actually to do all three lifts in one day, all 1 rep maxes, but it's not something which I like to do. So I like to train reps, as you know. So on the squat I go up to essentially close to my maximum, but I do a couple of 2-3 reps with it, I think it is. And then on the bench press I do my normal sort of how many can I do on 100 kilos, but then after that I then go heavy, and I see what I can rep whilst tired, which is an interesting idea. But in between those two, whilst I was just letting my body rest, I was practicing my martial arts, and I was practicing a new kind of idea where I want to try and start throwing more head kicks. Obviously it's hard to do when you haven't got up, when you can't kick the bag. There is a reason why I don't kick the bag. We're not allowed to. But I'm practicing where essentially I do head kicks, or I do maybe a leg kick, Muay Thai kick to the roundhouse kick to the knee. But if I miss, how do I protect myself against that? Now I know how to protect myself against it, but I want to introduce new defenses so that you don't become predictable. Because if you're doing the same move again and again and again and again and again, they work out your strategy and they work out a way of countering it, or they might have a counter for it anyway. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to throw a roundhouse kick, kind of missing, holding it in place, and then turning it into a side kick to try and take the opposition by surprise. So if they try to charge in, bang, they're going to get a side kick straight to the belly or the chest or whatever area that it's trying to connect to. So it's an interesting one coming up. You see some completely different things and a completely different kind of workout for me. Thank you. Okay guys, so what you're seeing here is a part of a workout. Don't worry, I'm not that much of a nutter to go straight onto this kind of weight. from the first go. I've warmed up on 60, 100, 140, 160, and now I'm on 200 kilograms. That's how I normally warm up, and I do 1 to 2 reps per set. So there you go. That's the background to this particular workout. Now I'm putting my wraps on, putting them on nice and tight, and oh my god, that don't half hurt when you've just had a tattoo on your calf. My calves were killing me by the end of this because I had both my, one of my calves tattooed, I think. Just prior to this workout, or it was another squat workout. I don't know. Maybe we've got another one coming up. But anyway, I just want to make that point. If you get tattooed, do not put wraps on the day after you get tattooed, especially if you have big tattoos like me. Hurts like a bitch. Anyway, 200 kilograms on the bar, that's 440 pounds. Okay, so this for me is near my max. My maximum, my personal best, is 220 kilograms, which is, okay. It's good enough, and I can do it fairly reliably, but I can't do it like every time. So that's why I'm doing 200 kilos here. You can never do, your best every time, right? You can't ask 100% from yourself every time, but my best is 484 pounds, 220 kilograms, but this is 440 pounds, 200 kilos, and we got 1 rep. Let's count it together. Go on, shout it out. 2 rep, yeah, good rep. You've got another one? Yeah, you got another one. 3 reps. That one was a little bit high, okay, but 2 really good reps, and 1. It was low enough. It was low enough. Oh my god, am I bald or something? I think that was when I was doing my tattoo modelling. So I shaved my head so you could see the tattoos on my head better. But as you can see here, what I'm trying to do, as previously described, is just create sort of high kicks, which I never do, or I will never throw a high kick in the ring unless I knew it 100% had a massive chance to connect. But I'm just kind of practicing different ways of missing with a kick, which does happen, like swinging around super fast. Obviously, hope if they catch it, then there are ways of getting out of it. But this is assuming that they don't catch it. As I say, I stumbled there. That was not a good movement. But I'm practicing trying to do side kicks straight off. I missed roundhouse kick, following it with stamp kicks, and just to try and gain as much territory as possible. And as you can see, I've been working on my knees. They've improved a lot in regard to pointing my foot downwards as I do it. And it's basically, this is just shadow boxing essentially, and introducing the shin block there as well, which is defense against the kicks. Now we have bench press. As I say, this was I believe it was all done on the same day, but I think I'm wearing different clothes, so obviously not on the same day. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. On there we have 100 kilos. Okay, so 100 kilos for whatever number of reps I get. I think I get 24. I think. Okay, I'm stuck around the 24 mark at the moment. My personal best on 100 kilos is 32 reps, so it's a little bit annoying being stuck in the mid-20s, but the 32 reps, I went in there, I'd had breakfast, all this. I always train with an empty stomach, so if I go in there with food in my tummy and a good few nights rest and stuff, then I always come in super strong. Okay, so what have we got on there now? I'm trying to count it because I don't know exactly what all those plates are, but it's it's 140 kilos. Okay, so 140 kilos. Let's see what we can do. I don't actually know what's coming up, guys, so no, is it 130 kilos? No, it's 140 kilos because one of them's a 25 kilogram plate. Okay, so just 1 rep. Okay, I kept it simple. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to rep it, but there we go. We get surprised every time. Now up to 150 kilos, guys. Okay, so there's 150 kilograms. Okay, let's see what we can do. I actually have no idea what's coming up, but basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm just occasionally you just gotta, when your body's tired, I was obviously tired around this point in time. You've just got to keep the reps low sometimes and just build on strength. And when you're not tired, then you can go for reps if you want, or you can go really heavy and see if you can beat your PBs. Your options are there. That was a nice enough rep. Okay, and I'm going to do it again. That's quite cool. Okay, so we've got 150 kilos again. And as I say, I have no idea where I'm going with this. So you and me, or you and I, are both watching this for the very first time ever. I did watch a few of the other videos, but I didn't watch all of these. I just kind of got a rough idea of what was going on. Okay, so I'm trying to double it this time. Oh, I know what I'm doing. So I remember now. So basically I was trying to do match the set for the reps. So set 1 you do 1 rep, set 2 you do 2 reps, and set 3 you do 3 reps. So who thinks that I can get 3 reps on this right here, right now? 140 kilograms, or is it 140 kilograms or 150 kilograms is on the bar. That'd be 140, guys. Okay, so 140 kilograms is on the bar. I'm swinging 130 at the beginning. Who thinks I can get 3 reps after doing 1 rep?
What
and
we've
2
got
reps?
coming up
Who
is
thinks it?
just
Go on, place
a
your
random
bets
excerpt
now.
from
Okay, I don't
one
think
of my
I
shoulder
I think I'll get
workouts.
probably 2
I
reps.
rarely
and
train
have to,
shoulders.
blow out on my third.
But
I
there we go.
mostly
I'm
do
pessimistic,
front
as you
delts,
know. Shoulders.
So let's see what we
And
can
I
do. So we
train,
count them out
rear
together.
delts
Come on.
and
Come on,
traps
big Al.
from time to time, and I hardly ever train. Sorry.
Okay, so we got that's very shaky first rep. Okay, I do enjoy doing them. That one might actually count because the bar's continue moving the whole way, but what you've got so 2 is bad reps. But 150 kilograms, 330 pounds, and then 160 kilogram front press. Okay, which is 355 pounds. Okay, so there's some big weights. Now what I do is I go beard depth, what I call beard depth. Okay, so the bar, if you can imagine, we come into my beard. Now I don't go all the way down to chest. One, I can't. It fucks my shoulder up. My left shoulder, for some reason, I must have damaged it at one point. I can't go any lower than that, especially when there's a mug there in the way. But I can't go any lower than that, really. That's about the sort of depth that I'm going. Okay, as I say, sort of where my beard begins, so chin depth essentially, just underneath your chin. But also, as well as that, as you go that much lower, you actually start to incorporate things like your lats and other muscle groups as well. So I prefer to keep it to that because 1, it's more comfortable, and 2, it isolates it just to the front delts and nothing alone. Now, going that little bit further, yes, does stretch the front delts off a little bit more, but it does bring more muscle group into it. So that initial push off is actually using a lot bigger muscles than just the front delts alone. And on top of that, then you've got a bit of momentum from if you're already moving by the time you get to here with the front delts on their own, just before the triceps start kicking and help them, then really you're kind of helping your front delts, you're making it easier for them. So I like to keep it to about beard depth on every lift. It looks like you're cutting the rep, but you're not. And it protects your joint, and most importantly, that's the most important thing, protect your joint, because otherwise you're risking rotator cuff injuries and you don't want them. They're horrible. I've seen them happen on so many bodybuilders who do super strict style, and it's no good. So protect your body, do what I'm doing, and it will be enough. I mean, I've just lifted 160 kilos. Who cares about, an extra inch? It doesn't really matter. 160 kilos is far better than doing 90 kilos for, whatever. That's the power of me coming out. Right, I hope you enjoyed, guys. Okay, guys, so this is our first set on 150, first set recorded on 150 kilograms. I would have recorded a lot more than, I would have done more than just this. I wouldn't have gone straight on 150. I would have warmed up. I would have done some reps and stuff. But, I feel that sometimes you just got to film what's good for the camera. People like to see you lift heavy weights, and 150 kilograms, pretty easy actually, not that hard. That's 330 pounds. straight up, straight down. You can see the position of my bench there. It's not too far back. One of the things that a lot of people do to cheat is they put the bench press, which is in the middle there, okay, a little bit further back than what I do, sort of more angled backwards, and then they turn it into an incline, which can lift a lot more than what your shoulders can. So it makes it a lot easier. Arm as bolt upright as you can, and when that bar comes down, it hits my chin. It literally physically touches the tip of my chin, and 160 kilograms on the bar, and I failed it. Okay, so I failed the 160, guys. Alright guys, so basically what you're about to see next is my favourite lift. I've always been known, literally always been known as the king of shrugs. No one's been able to beat me, not even the beast himself. And you know, I'd go down sometimes as a teenager, say like 15 years old or whatever, when I first started doing a little bit of weightlifting, tiny amounts. I decided to take it seriously when I was about 19, but I did a little bit of weights once a week, every now and then, when I was 15, 16. And I would go in there and I'd go to the big guys. I'd go, oh, do you mind me lifting with you? And they'd have like, say, 240 kilograms on there, which is 480, about 520 pounds, something like that. Okay, and they would be like, yeah, you can join us, but I mean, we'd have to take a lot of weight off here, you know. I mean, this is a heavy weight. I mean, it's going to take a while, as long as you don't mind taking the weights off for yourself, because basically they didn't want to do it for themselves. I go, no, I'll probably put weight on, to be honest. And they'd be like, what? But anyway, I'd go on to 240 kilograms, and I'll just go, you know, just lift it. It was always easy, and 240 kilograms for me is all, and I've never struggled. I think when I first started as a 15-year-old, I'd get 10 reps out on 240 kilograms, and there's them struggling to get 2 or 3 reps out, you know what I mean? And they all weighed 20 odd stone, and at that point I weighed 10 stone, so they were double the weight that I was. So an interesting story for you, at least, anyway. But now that I'm bigger, stronger, more mature, and injured all over the place. I'm not currently injured, but I do carry old injuries across my chest. Unfortunately, that limits me a little bit on my shrugs. Otherwise, you'd be seeing some serious weights being lifted. My personal best, 360 kilograms, which is 720. It's about 800 pounds. It's about roughly 800 pounds, okay, and I would do that for 20 reps, okay. My biggest lift I've ever done is 400 kilograms, which is 880 pounds, and I did that for like 2 or 3 kind of half reps. I didn't even get one proper rep. I think I may have got 2 or 3 proper reps, but then I kind of collapsed after it. I just kind of lifted it, and I was like, oh my god, this is heavy, you know. 400 kilograms was really heavy, but anything over 300 kilograms is what you would describe as absolute heavy. The reason it's described as absolute heavy is basically at this point your body, your muscles can handle the weight easily. Let's say you can do 400 kilograms for 20 reps. You go on, you do 300 kilograms for 1 rep. Does that count as a warm-up, or does it count as a working set, i.e. something that's going to build muscle and strength and size? It actually counts as a working set. Most of you would have probably said a warm-up. It actually counts as a working set because 300 kilograms is so heavy that it would never be lifted in nature. As a man, you would never lift that kind of weight in nature. It'd be highly unlikely, you know. And it's not just that, it's just the fact that even though it's very easy for your muscles, doing 1 rep on 300 kilos when you can do 10 reps or 20 reps even on 400 kilos, it's going to feel a piece of piss. But it's hard on your skeleton, it's hard on your ligaments, it's hard on your tendons, it's hard on your head, your blood vessels, you know, because it all of a sudden cuts off the blood to your head, and you kind of have to hold your breath. That's one of the hardest things about doing heavy shrugs, is it cuts off the blood supply to your head just because you're straining, as you can imagine. And it causes absolute havoc with your body. 300 kilograms also applies for your squat and your deadlift, and I think it's 250 for bench, if I remember, for absolute heavy. But I will do an extra sort of video on absolute heavy weights for you guys who are interested. I already have done or spoken about them quite a few times actually in a couple of my videos at the beginning of this channel, but you good luck finding them because I've got about 500 videos, so I don't even know where to look. So I'll do a new video on what absolute heavy is, what it means, and you know, if you're up at that level lifting those kind of weights, then well done to you. You're a strong fella. But it'd be a nice way of like saying, yeah, don't worry about it. If you want to go that little bit lighter but still stay in the absolute heavy range, i.e. 300 plus for like your deadlift and your squat or your shrugs, then not a problem. You know, you drop down a bit if you feel like you want to rest a bit, but don't forget you're still working your body, seriously working your body at those kind of rates. Now you're going to see this in the next videos. Okay, I do 280 kilograms on 280 kilograms on the first video, I think for 5 reps. I'll just warming up, and then I do 310 kilograms on the next set, and I do, I believe it's 9 reps, which is bad for me, but I haven't lifted in a long time, and I did it 4 years ago, but I tore my pectoral muscle across here and into the bicep. And ever since then I've had to be very careful with shrugs, because when I was pulling on it I could just feel my clavicle, I could feel my old injury, and it was just like, oh, you know, I've got to build my body back up for this. You could say, well, why haven't you built it up and over the 4 years? Well, it's because I had to stay away from shrugs for 2 years. I couldn't touch them, not at all. Not even 60 kilograms. It was too much on me during the first 2 years of my healing, and then gradually it got better and better and better. And so I have been building my body up is the answer, but I've got to be patient with it because I don't want another pec tear. But I hope you enjoy the video. It's not as good as I used to be able to do, but I will be better than I used to be able to do very soon, I assure you, because I am so determined, so determined to rebuild up that area. And if that area can take that kind of strain, it'll give me a lot more confidence in the ring as well, that my old tear, or my newest tear, because I've torn my hamstrings in the past and I've torn a few other muscles here and there, this was by far the worst. This tear will no longer be a sort of something holding me back potentially. Okay, it won't be a weak spot. So I hope you enjoy it. I know I certainly will enjoy watching it. Okay then guys, so what we're going to be starting off with is what I believe is 220 kilograms on the bar. This is a warm-up weight for me, and it's the first set that I started using straps on, so that's why I know it's 220 kilograms. Now obviously you could say, well, why don't you count the actual weights on the bar, Al? Well, the reason for this is very specific. It's because when I do shrugs I use 25 kilogram plates, but there's not enough 25 kilogram plates in the gym to make up what I've got on there. So one of them at least is a 20 kilogram plate, I think. Or they might all be 25s, but it's hard to get that many 25 kilogram plates in the gym and find them and put them on your own rack and hog them all to yourself. Quite selfishly. The reason I do that is because obviously 25 kilograms is the same thickness as 20 kilograms, are the same thickness plates, so you can just get that little bit extra weight. And when I'm at my top and I'm doing my very best, which is not today, but you know, when I am lifting my sort of 400 kilograms or 360 kilograms for example, that takes up the entire bar, and you can't even fit collars on. I mean, the collars barely clip on, like they're like half on 360 kilograms, and 400 kilograms you've just got to lift with no collars whatsoever. So it's one of those annoying things. If they had 50 kilogram plates, for example, the fitness of 25 kilograms, which you can get, but they're very expensive, then that would be fantastic. It would make it so much easier to lift. They've got 50 kilogram plates in this gym, but they're super thick. They're about twice the thickness of the 25, so there's no point using them. But anyway, what's on there at the moment? I think 1, 2, 3, 4,
5. Yeah, that was my 280. So that's 280 kilograms on that bar, guys. What's coming up next is my 310 kilogram lift. That's what 310 kilograms looks like on the bar. You can see there's actually quite a bit of space left on there, but if you start, if you're going to 360 kilos, you need another 25 aside on there. And you start to run out, as I say, of room to put the collar on completely. So it's about half on. So you can see why I'm talking about using as many 25s as you possibly can. But this is why I'm getting a bit psyched up. So this is 310 kilograms. And as I say, well, I remember distinctly getting 9 reps on this set. Now the video might show me otherwise, I'm not sure. But immediately after it, I've got a JPEG still of the 310, so you can see what it looks like. As I say, you can see what it looks like there, but I just thought I'd put it on afterwards just so you can pause it, just look at the weight and go, oh, that's quite a lot, I'm quite proud, as you can see. The hardest part, as you can see, is the takeoff, but once it gets moving, it's not too bad, but the takeoff is very hard. And this is what I did a few days before that squat workout I mentioned earlier, and that's why my legs were absolutely killing me. Even on 100 kilo, 60 kilos and 100 kilos, they were killing me, absolutely killing me. And this is why, guys, you can see lifting this kind of weight is very difficult. Now what I'm doing here is I've decided, as I said, after most of my workouts, there it is, 310 kilograms, is after all my sort of lifts, is to show you how I strip my bars. This is because I've noticed a lot of bodybuilders and a lot of bodybuilding DVDs and powerlifting DVDs, so on and so forth, show you the guys doing the lifts, but they don't show them stripping the bars or putting the weights back. They might show someone else doing it for them, but this is what it's really like, guys. Once you're tired, see this as an additional exercise. This toughens you up, especially if you're picking up two plates at a time, which could be 40 to 50 kilos here. I've got 2 plates in my hands there. It makes it very quick and very easy to strip the bar, and I'm showing you this is 310 kilograms all by myself, and look how quickly it's gone down to 100 kilos. It's gone down almost immediately. Okay, so there's no excuse, guys, no excuse to leaving any weight on the bar whatsoever, because it's always the people who do light weights, I mean like super light weights, that always end up leaving weights on the bars. I mean, it's annoying because they're so light, they're not even worth warming up on. And I certainly wouldn't want to advertise the fact that I'm lifting such shitty weights, I must admit. So I put it up there. This is how you strip a bar. Okay, you put it up there ready to be squatted by the next person, because squat is what obviously a squat rack is for. But anyway, that's enough preaching from me, guys, and I hope you had a nice one and enjoyed the video. Thank you.